What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here's Jamiroquai 2000 with another episode of the great moments in hashtag Jamir history. What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? Jamiroquai 2000 here with another episode of Great Moments in hashtag Jamir history. Now, as we exit the dynamite era of Jamiroquai, we are moving in to Jamiroquai making a major transition as in where they're recording and releasing their music. Now, in 2009, Jamiroquai ended up leaving Sony Music after producing at least 7 albums in their history with Sony Music, and the reasoning for Jamiroquai leaving Sony Music was mostly because of an intrusive manner. Over the years, JK and some of the band members had been complaining that Sony was a little bit intrusive in the studio when they were trying to record their music and coming in some cases, making judgment calls on what they thought were singles or not singles. So Jamiroquai ended up negotiating with Sony Music on an exit out of Sony Music, and one of the things that Sony Music wanted Jamiroquai to do, but they were hesitant in doing and didn't feel like doing, was releasing a greatest hits compilation. So to settle this 8-album deal which Jamiroquai had originally signed with Sony Music to satisfy that release, Jamiroquai begrudgingly agreed to release a greatest hits compilation, which was released in 2008, 2009, called High Times, the Singles, 1993 through 2006. And part of that deal, the two releases that necessitated that 8-album deal, of course, was a CD and a DVD release, which was a DVD release of all the prior music videos that Jamiroquai had promotionally made while under that original 8-album deal. But in that compilation, we did get two unreleased Jamiroquai songs, one of which basically articulated JK's feelings about being with Sony Music and his intrusions in the studio, and a single called Runaway, which was a rollicking, rocky song by JK, basically at him in his home studio at Chillington, where a majority of Jamiroquai albums were recorded, and him dressed up in a metaphorical spacesuit, driving around the streets of London in a moon rover, and you pretty much see the proof in the pudding in the lyrics that JK, the song Runaway, was about that. The other track that was on there, of course, was called Radio, which was yet an equally but awesome bit rocky track too. But like I said, Jamiroquai would end up exiting out of Sony Music and end up going and signing with another record label, which I'll cover in a future episode of Great Moments in hashtag Jamir history. But if you'd like to check out that great music video from the High Times compilation for Runaway, I'll be sure to put a link to that music video for Runaway down in the description area of this video down below, so be sure to check that out in your own time. But as always, this is Jamiroquai 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with another episode of Great Moments in hashtag Jamir history.